I did not believe in hospital ghost stories. Not until the night I answered a call from a patient who did not exist. It was 11:58 p.m. I was standing at the nurse station in an old hospital ward. The hallway was quiet. Most patients were asleep. Then the bell rang. Bed 12. The small red light on the wall started blinking. Blink. 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 That meant a patient needed help. But there was one problem. Bed 12 had no patient. I looked at the nurse beside me. Someone forgot to turn the bell off, I said. But she did not laugh. She just stared at the blinking light. Then she slowly looked at me. Samuel, go check. I thought she was joking. But she was serious. So I walked down the hallway. And that was the first time I saw the man in bed 12. My name is Samuel. I was 18 when this happened. I worked a small helper job in the hospital. I moved files, carried supplies, and helped nurses when they needed something. The hospital building was old. Some parts looked new, but the ward I worked in felt forgotten. The walls were faded. The lights buzzed. And the hallway always felt colder at night. Some nurses did not like working the night shift there. But nobody told me why. At least not at first. It was my third night working when the bell rang. Bed 12. The red light blinked again. Blink. 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 I looked at the patient board. Bed 12, empty. There is no patient there, I said. The nurse beside me only said one thing. Go check. So I walked down the hallway. My shoes made small sounds on the floor. Step. 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 When I reached bed 12, I stopped. Because the bed was not empty anymore. Someone was lying there. The man looked very sick. Very thin. The blanket covered most of his body. His face looked pale. His eyes were half open. I thought maybe a new patient arrived and nobody told me. Sir. I said. No answer. Then I heard a strange sound. Rattle. At first I thought it was the bed frame. Then I realized it was coming from him. His breathing. Rattle. Rattle. Like the air was stuck in his throat. I stepped closer. Sir, do you need help? The man slowly turned his head. And looked straight at me. His eyes looked strange. Not angry. Not scared. Just empty. The breathing got worse. Rattle. 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 Then suddenly it stopped. Just like that. No movement. No breathing. Nothing. My heart started beating fast. I ran back to the nurse station. The patient in bed 12 is not breathing. The nurse looked at me quietly. Then she stood up. Samuel, she said slowly. Bed 12 has no patient. My stomach dropped. I just saw him. Two nurses walked with me back to the bed. When we got there, the bed was empty. Completely empty. The blanket was flat. No man. No body. Nothing. But the bell light was still blinking. Blink. 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 The nurse pressed the reset button and the light stopped. The hallway went silent again. Then one of the older nurses sighed. Again. I asked her what that meant. She looked at me for a moment. This ward had a patient many years ago, she said. He was very sick. Every night around midnight he struggled to breathe. My chest felt tight when she said that. The nurses said his breathing sounded like a rattle. That was the exact sound I heard. Then she continued. One night around midnight, he died in bed 12. The hallway suddenly felt colder. Since then, she said quietly, sometimes the bell rings. From bed 12. I thought maybe it was just an old story. But then the nurse said something that made it worse. You are not the first person to see him. She told me that other nurses working the night shift had also seen a man lying in that bed. Always the same thing. The bell rings. Someone goes to check. They see a sick man struggling to breathe. Then the sound stops. And the bed becomes empty. Every time. Around midnight. I never worked in that ward again. I asked to move to another department after that night. But sometimes I still think about what I saw. About the man. About the sound. And about the bed that was supposed to be empty. Because even today, some nurses say that close to midnight, the bell still rings. From bed 12. And sometimes, they hear someone struggling to breathe in that room. Even though the records say the bed is empty. So let me ask you something. If you were working the night shift and the bell rang from an empty hospital bed, would you go check it? Tell me in the comments. And if you enjoy stories like this, like the video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel for more scary stories.